I'd like to welcome all of you to our regular meeting of the Petaluma City School Board January 27, 2015 meeting. I would now ask that we all rise to say the Pledge of Allegiance. I'm going to ask Trustee Schaefer to please lead us.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
First item of business will be the adoption and approval of agenda.
Yes. Second.
Any discussion on it? Will we accept it? All in favor? Aye. Passes. Approval of the minutes. Solid?
Second.
Any comments?
Yes. The minutes of the last,
To the minutes of January 13th,
Right.
2015.
it said that I approved the minutes of December 9th. I was not at the December 9th meeting, so I didn't approve them. I abstained.
Okay. So
Okay.
we'll make that correction.
Yeah. Other than that, it was fine.
Everybody else okay? Okay, all in favor of approving the minutes of January 13th, 2015?
I'm going to abstain because I wasn't here at the whole meeting.
Okay. And Mary's abstaining again.
It's going to mess us up for next week now.
Now we have special recognition reports and presentations. So we'll have Students of the Month for January 2015. And that'll be Students of the Month today. It's going to be, I'll call you up, but I'm going to announce who you are first. So don't all rush up. I'll call you in order. But for Kenilworth Junior High, it'll be Scott Nave, I hope I said that right, Kaylin Hilliard. For Petaluma Junior High School, it's Sienna Jimenez and Griffin Epstein. For Casa Grande High School, it's Sharia Anela Kumar and Kaylee Hart. And for Petaluma High School, it's Kevin Cox and Sherry Sanchez. So I am going to call up, first and foremost, let's call up, for Kenilworth Junior High School, let's call up Scott.
Hi, my name is Sue Jacob, and today I will be presenting January Student of the Month. And first, we will be starting off with Scott. His team of teachers chose Scott Student of the Month because he is one of Kenilworth's most finest student athletes. Scott is a valuable member of Kenilworth's basketball team, an active member of our leadership class, and has earned a 4.0 grade point average. Mrs. Rudder, Scott's math teacher, enthusiastically added, Scott is hardworking, motivated, and he is always willing to help other students in the class. While Scott is an avid basketball player, he also enjoys competing in baseball. Among Scott's proudest moments was being a member of Kenilworth's 7th grade championship team that added another banner to our gym. After high school, Scott would like to attend the University of North Carolina, where he would like to be a member of the Tar Heels basketball team and study astronomy. Scott's mom, Janice, added, Scott is a great student with a great work ethic. He is sensitive and caring. Scott is supportive of his older brothers and is a great friend to them. We couldn't be prouder of him. Congratulations, Scott. So our next student of the month is Kaylin Hilliard.
Just like this, like the camera.
Kaylin has been chosen Student of the Month by her team of teachers because she is one of Kenilworth's most stellar students and citizens. Not only does Kaylin excel in the classroom, earning a 4.0 grade point average last semester, but she is also an outstanding athlete and musician. Hardworking, motivated, and caring are just a few of superlatives that Kaylin's teachers use to describe her. As a valuable member of Kenilworth's symphonic band, Mr. Klemenach added, Kaylin loves music. She does a great job playing the bass clarinet for us. Kaylin works hard and extremely well with the other members of the group. She is a great team player. Outside of school, Kaylin plays competitive soccer, softball, and volleyball. Kaylin considers one of her most memorable sporting achievements as being a member of the City Cup winning soccer team. Kaylin was rewarded for her outstanding play by being named to the league's all-star team as a goalie. After high school, Kaylin would like to attend UC Davis, UC Berkeley, or Cal Poly and pursue a career in veterinary medicine. Kaylin's mom, Sandra, had this to add. Kaylin has a huge heart. She will do anything to be the best. She sets goals and goes above and beyond to achieve them. She is a great big sister to her little brother. We couldn't be more proud of Kaylin. Congratulations, Kaylin.
Are Kaylin and Scott's parents here?
Yes.
Please stand. Got to recognize. And now our Petaluma Junior High School representative.
Griffin Epstein has been chosen as the January Student of the Month at Petaluma Junior High School. A bright student, well-liked by all, Griffin Epstein is the January Student of the Month at Petaluma Junior High School. A 4.0 student taking high-level classes such as geometry, Spanish 1B, advanced English, and honor band, Griffin is on the honor roll and has earned the Principal's Gold and Renaissance Awards. Teachers state Griffin is an extremely smart, respectful, kind, dependable, and conscientious student. He is always on task and produces excellent work. He has a quiet demeanor and offers intelligent, well-reasoned answers when called upon. Griffin is willing to take on academic challenges, completes all extra credit work offered, and puts on full effort in everything he does. Griffin is a very pleasant addition to any classroom. Some of Griffin's past accomplishments, which he is proud of, include winning second place in a citywide writing contest about the national anthem sponsored by Elks Club. He was also student council president in 6th grade at McNear Elementary School. Griffin enjoys many activities and is especially interested in sports. He played Little League for many years. At Petaluma Junior High School, Griffin ran on cross-country team. He plays basketball on the league through Boys and Girls Club and tennis at the Petaluma Athletic Club. Griffin wants to play tennis on the Petaluma High School team as well. Griffin loves watching sports and is an avid reader for both professional and college basketball, baseball, football, and tennis. He particularly enjoys college football, and the Oregon State Beavers are his favorite team. He also takes pleasure from hiking and camping with friends and family. Griffin attended a 3-week summer camp for the last 3 years in Yosemite, making new friends, enjoying the outdoors, and having lots of fun. Griffin's future goals include maintaining good grades and attending a good college. He plans on majoring in journalism and ultimately becomes a sporting journalist and broadcaster. Griffin's parents state, "We are hugely proud of Griffin's accomplishments. We know that he will be successful in whatever he chooses to do. Congratulations, Griffin." Sienna Jimenez has been chosen as
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll call her. Next is Sienna Jimenez.
An outstanding student and exceptional person, Sienna Jimenez has been chosen as the January Student of the Month at Petaluma Junior High. A 4.0 student while taking accelerated classes, Sienna has been on the honor roll and earned the Principal's Gold and Renaissance Awards. Teachers state, Sienna is both a compassionate human being and a very hard worker. Furthermore, she is intelligent and mature beyond her years. She is one of the most capable and therefore most important members of the yearbook staff. She holds the title of business manager because of her ability with numbers and her high level of responsibility. She is a capable, critical thinker and problem solver, often coming up with solutions to problems when no other students have given up. Sienna is a conscientious, personable, gets along with others, and is well liked by all. Sienna has a variety of interests. She has been actively involved in year-round soccer since 4th grade. She moved from a recreational team to a competitive one last year, playing goalie and defense. Sienna is preparing for her confirmation by taking classes over a 2-year period. She is an avid reader and is proud of her accomplishment in 2nd grade of reading over 30,000 minutes in her 1st semester. She has enjoyed singing since she was a little girl. Sienna also enjoys being with younger children, and besides watching her brother and sister, occasionally babysits for friends and family. She also likes helping her dad at his construction company in organizing papers and completing other needed tasks. Future goals for Sienna include being successful in life, helping those around her as much as she can. She plans on continuing to take challenging courses in high school while maintaining high grades and attending a good college. Parents state Sienna is a very smart young girl. She is not afraid to challenge herself academically and in life. She is learning that life is not easy, but studying hard, she can make it better. We learn from her every day as much as she learns from others. She is growing into a wonderful young girl and someday will be a great woman. We are proud of her and cannot say that enough. Congratulations, Sienna Jimenez.
Now is Sienna and Griffin's family here. If you'd please stand. Now we'll call up the Casa Grande High School representatives. We're going to call which one you have. Okay, so we're going to ask Shreya Anil-Kumar, I hope I said that correctly. You'd come up.
Our first student of the month is Shreya Anil-Kumar. And as Shreya wrote, as a senior, I have come a long way. Not only have I grown as a student, but I have grown as a person. My hard work, motivation, and ambition to succeed has given me the strength to learn from my failures. High school has given me the opportunity to discover my passions and interests while pushing me beyond my comfort zone. Being both a black belt and a dancer, I've become a stronger person mentally and physically. I have created unforgettable memories and everlasting relationships at CASA, and I'm ready to take my learned skills and experiences with me off to college into the world beyond. Congratulations, Shreya.
Katie Hart.
Kaylee Hart is a current senior at Casa Grande and is taking 6 AP classes, receiving straight A's last semester. She is her first flute in the symphonic band, which she auditioned into a sophomore year. She is a two-sport athlete and has played volleyball for 11 years and softball for 12. She was a setter for the right side hitter for varsity volleyball team for 3 years and received the coach's award, most inspirational in the second team all-league, twice over that time. She has also been playing club for 5 years. Kaylee is a pitcher and first baseman for the varsity softball team, approaching her 3rd season on varsity. She was awarded Scholar Athlete last year. She has been playing summer travel ball for 7 years. Her love for sport goes beyond just playing. She coaches volleyball every summer at the Boys and Girls Club and Tower Volleyball Camps, is employed as a junior umpire, and is certified as ASA softball coach. Some of her other service includes volunteering in the Sonoma County Library, the Petaluma Music Festival, and Miwok Valley Elementary School. She is the currently secretary for the Casa Grande Key Club with over 80 hours of service for the Key Club and more to come. Keely is also in her second year of mentoring the peer mentoring program at Casa Grande, tutoring students in math, English, and helping them stay organized. She plans on attending a 4-year university next year and majoring in mechanical engineering. Congratulations, Keely.
We have Shreya's family and Kaylee's family here. Okay, now I'd like to invite up our Petaluma High School representatives. And we're going to ask Kevin Cox to please come up.
Kevin Cox is an outstanding student and wonderful role model. During his time at Petaluma High, he has been involved in academics, including a plethora of AP classes, earning a 4.6 GPA last semester. He was also involved heavily with athletics, including varsity tennis and leadership. This year, he is the ASB treasurer. He has an outstanding work ethic as well. It is an honor and a privilege to name him Student of the Month.
And last but not least of our Students of the Month tonight is Sherry Sanchez.
Shari Sanchez is a senior at Petaluma High School and is known for her loud, vibrant, and joyous personality. Shari has always loved school, and her grades show that. She's been a part of the yearbook staff for all 4 years in high school. She has been the editor for the last 2 years and has really learned a lot. She plans on going to the Santa Rosa JC for 2 years and then proceeding to university. Congratulations, Shari.
We have Shari and Kevin's family here tonight. We'll probably go through one agenda item just so you can say, the students can say they sat at an official meeting. But I want to commend all of you on behalf of this board. You students and your achievements are what make it worthwhile for all of us. And I think, as my predecessor Troy would point out, that for the ones from junior high school, there's nobody there from junior high school and high school. I've never looked at, I'm just taking Troy's word for it.
There's few.
Oh, a very few, a select few. So it's a goal to aspire to, but to be anywhere on there at any level is awesome. So kudos to you, kudos to your family, to your teachers, and to everybody in our district who helped support you. But most importantly, kudos to you for making the effort and being such good students. So on that, I want to applaud all of you. So let's get to item G2 here. We'd like to have a presentation from Ms. Libby Fitzgerald at Petaluma Valley Rotary Club, Lend a Hand to Educational Grant Program. Welcome, Libby.
Thank you, Mike. I appreciate it. Superintendent Bowman, you should be proud of all these students here today, but I'm here to talk about your teachers because Rotary is in its 11th year of our Lend a Hand to Education program, which gives teachers mini grants of $200 or less. And usually this is money they take out of their own pockets and is way under the radar level of PEF. And Rotary members are dedicated to youth and education in this community. And one of the things I'm delighted to tell you this year is we were able to fund 53 grant applications from teachers in the Petaluma district schools. Overall, in all of Petaluma, with all the other school districts, there were a total of 97 grants. So you should be proud of the Petaluma School District. We funded these grants for everything from electronic balances in the chemistry labs in the high schools to field trips for elementary schools. I know one of my favorite field trips was to a worm composting facility. And also books for libraries, materials for art and music classes, and it's really across the board. So today, I've brought to you a list of those teacher grants, and they range anywhere from like $70, a teacher needed money to do something for $70, up to $200. So I'm proud on behalf of Petaluma Valley Rotary and Petaluma Sunrise Rotary to present to the Petaluma School District a check in the amount of $9,312. And also, in addition to that, we have 4 other grants that are being funded with in-kind donations. So,
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you to Libby and the Petaluma Valley and the Petaluma Sunrise Club is very generous and you're there every year for us, so really appreciate it. Thank you. So why don't we take that break so the students can go home, and I know they're not going to watch TV or anything, they'll be working, doing homework, helping their parents, doing what they all do. So we'll take a 2-minute break. So we'll go back into session, and without further ado, I'd like to, we're at item G3, we'll call up Jane Escopeta, an Assistant Superintendent of Educational Services, will introduce Ms. Lori Dean.
It is my pleasure tonight to introduce our Coordinator of Technology, District Technology, and that is Lori Dean. And she's going to just take a second, not talking about the governor's budget, but talking about our tech rollout plan.
I could if you'd like, but it might be a little bit off base.
Yeah, so we probably need to get the right presentation.
Probably
There we go. So, as you know, we passed the bonds in last June, and it has enabled us to begin to roll technology as a part of integrating technology into our instruction for both Common Core and our 21st century learning skills. So Lori's going to get you caught up on where we've been and where we're going.
Yep, thank you. I do notice, and we knew this when we were setting up, that there's a piece of blue tape in the middle of my presentation. But my helper, who's the teacher of special assignments, twice as tall as I am, and she can get those, and I couldn't get it down. So I even tried standing on the swivel chair, and it didn't work.
Don't tell me that.
I thought I'd start off with a little joke. So, we're calling it Future at Petaluma 2.0. And I wanted to start off with a video for today, just kind of explaining why. This kind of sums up going one-to-one. In just a second, as I turn on some volume. thought-provoking things there. The good news is we're doing some of that already. And in order to be able to fully have every student be able to participate, we need to be able to give access to everyone. So our mission and vision is, I don't like reading from slides, so I'm gonna read this one. The goal of one-to-one devices is engagement for all students with powerful teaching and learning using tools, including technology, to foster greater levels of creativity, engagement, understanding, and application of the knowledge in the real world. And it is just that, it's a tool. It's one tool that we're giving our students to be able to pull out of the backpack in the timely manner that they're going to need it to be able to accelerate their learning. So we have a one-to-one implementation right now in 8th grade. We also have lots of technology around the district already that is not necessarily in our one-to-one deployment, but we have teachers who have access to technology every day as well. Just the students don't take those devices home. And so we have performed multiple surveys of our teachers, of our students, and so here's just some results of those surveys. So what are teachers saying in some of these surveys that we've had them answer? So one of the first questions we asked them was, have you ever taught in a one-to-one device environment classroom? We have 68% of our district so far has not taught in a one-to-one environment, and 32% of our teachers have. I should say that this was put out to all teachers, and we had 3/4 of the teachers answer the poll, so that is representative of 3/4 of the teachers. Whoops, excuse me. So as we move forward with our one-to-one program, we asked the teachers in the 8th grade, the 8th grade teachers with the one-to-one program, is the one-to-one program consistent with our mission statement? And we have, about 70% say yes, 17% say they're not sure, and I think that's a 13% disagree at this point in time. So we're doing pretty well with getting our mission out there and understanding why we're doing what we're doing. We have some work to do still. How excited are you? So district-wide, this is again all teachers, not the 8th grade sampling, but all teachers said we're extremely curious, we're excited, has more of a majority than not interested at all, which is good news, right? So and some of us still have strong hesitant reservations. So we're working on those reservations. Those reservations were, here's their concerns. And this is not actually a good question because it was a checkbox. So if you had concerns in all of these areas, you could check all of them. That's why you're seeing those inflated numbers there. But basically it's saying to us, professional development is still a concern. Our IT support is still a concern. Our infrastructure is a concern. And digital citizenship is coming in as a concern. So we are doing, I think, a really good job of addressing these concerns. We have just approved a contract to be able to increase our infrastructure so that we will have consistent, reliable internet for our devices. We are improving our IT support by putting in place more procedures and support structures and plans, and as we move forward with the 8th grade rollout. And we do provide professional development. We provide Chromebook Mondays, which have turned into MacBook Mondays, Tech Tuesdays, Thursdays. We have one-to-one support by appointment. We've just launched Become a Google Educator certification. We do go out to classrooms, to schools on early release Wednesdays. We've had 3 staff development days that have been very successful. We do one-on-one classroom trainings. We also go out during lunch times, and we are going to provide 3 days in June as well for professional development. So we are doing a great job on our offering. However, we have a little bit of a disconnect because the next question was asking the teachers, do you feel that you are receiving training in a timely manner that's going to help you with your technological needs? And, this is a slide where it's pretty much almost close to split down the middle that maybe we're not providing those in a timely manner. We're trying to offer different kinds of professional development so that we can hit after school. So we can hit lunches, duty-free lunch, so that was voluntary, but we're offering paid on your own time now with the Become Google Educator, so that on your own time you can also receive some payment for that. The one area that we didn't hit this year that we hit last year was having release time from the classrooms and paying for a sub. And we did that last year, and we haven't done that this year with some financial difficulties. What are students saying? So we asked all the students in the 8th grade, how's it going? And we said, how do you feel comfortable, rate your comfortability with school using technology. And as you can see, we are comfortable in the 8th grade for the most part. 11% is, I'm gonna even take the sort of comfortable and put it up into the not comfortable. So 11% of the students say, not so comfortable, but the rest of our students are extremely comfortable using technology in the classroom. How often do you forget your Chromebook at home? That's a concern for teachers who are not part of the one-to-one deployment right now. And right now, we're looking pretty good. On 68% say they've never, so far in this school year, from August until the state, have never forgotten their Chromebook. A couple, 1 time, 2 times a day, but luckily we're not on the 5 times or more. So we're working on that as well, providing supports. We have 1-day use for those who do forget their Chromebooks. They are checking Aries on their Chromebook. So that was an interesting question. Everyone, except for 4%, are checking Aries at some time during the week using their device at home. So the students are on Aries. This was an interesting slide. I asked the students, how have you ever needed a Chromebook from August? Did you ever need a replacement Chromebook? Has anything ever gone wrong with your Chromebook? And 17% of the students said yes, they needed a replacement Chromebook. Then we take a spreadsheet, and anything that's gone wrong with any Chromebook in our district, we are collecting that data. So that data is on the bottom, and if you add up the 13% for cracked screens, and the Chromebook will not turn on, that's also a broken, someone dropped it, 1%, lost is 1%, and stolen is 1%. That actually equals 17%. So the students were right on with, do you ever have a replacement Chromebook? Now, right here, you see this right here, other 217 people also needed a replacement Chromebook. We're having an issue with our manufacturer. They had a glitch in their Chromebook this year, that all of a sudden their Chromebook goes black, and it's because the video cable in the back disconnects, and they're aware of it. And so we send it in and we get them fixed. So we have had an extreme rate of repair this year, but it is due to manufacturer, and unfortunately we don't get anything in return for that. I've tried, and the only thing I'm going to do is not use that manufacturer anymore. So we are moving forward also with providing a classroom package. We had another education technology committee meeting yesterday, and we are all in agreement that a document camera should be in the classroom for use. We're all in agreement that a MacBook should be in the classroom for use, and it actually is. We deployed 350 MacBooks last month. We are still debating whether or not we should continue to put projection systems in, or we should move to flat screen TVs as the projection system. So we decided as a ed tech team yesterday that we will be purchasing 20 TVs and putting them around the district, and for those people who need a replacement at this time, and we will get some feedback on whether or not we're going to go with TV or projection system. So there's pros and cons to both. Student devices. So the goal of the one-to-one integration is that technology becomes a tool that students, like in the video, can access the need whenever they need to, 24/7. So once we move forward with our student devices, we're still not there yet on what student device that we haven't settled. We're not quite sure. Is it going to be a Chromebook? Should it be some kind of tablet? So we had the ed tech team meeting yesterday, as I said, and all the reps are to go back to their sites, and we're supposed to get that information from the sites and then move forward with ordering the devices that we're gonna move forward with, based on all the feedback that we've gathered. So the word's still out on what devices we're gonna be providing next school year. Here's our timeline. So we're in February now, and we're still deciding what we need to be doing. Luckily, we're getting decisions daily here, so we're getting closer and closer to being moving forward. In March, we're going to have to go out to bid for those devices, because it's going to be a dollar amount that is larger than what we can purchase on our own. We have to actually allow other people, multiple people, to decide, to bid for our project. Once the bid process is over, then we'll order in April, we'll start preparing in May, and we'll deploy in August. So we'll also have some professional development again in August at that time. I believe the calendar, I saw the email, so the calendar was set that there'll be 2 days of professional development in August, was that not right?
It's not set yet, it comes to the board at the next meeting.
Okay, so that's a proposal to the staff to decide on, to bring a recommendation back to you. Any questions on where we are and where we've been? Go ahead, Phoebe, yes.
So at some point in one of the next couple of meetings, you'll bring to us a recommendation for so many Chromebooks or iPads, maybe a combination of devices.
It'll be either an authorization to go to bid. There's a chance that we'll be able to piggyback off of an existing bid of a larger entity that's got a great price, so we'll explore those options as we consistently do in the district.
And is the goal to have a device for every student in Petaluma City Schools K through 12
Yes.
by August?
Not necessarily. So we are looking at what that looks like for my tech department and for the deployment. So we're looking at maybe a staggered rollout, but yes, fairly close to August, we're looking to have a device for students in K-12.
Are you anticipating all these are take-home devices? You take them with them? I mean, even the K through 3?
Yes, at this time we are, we're in the middle of discussing that now, but yes, that was our goal.
Is that, do you get input from teachers? and-
Yes, we will definitely continue that conversation with teachers. We have, upcoming meeting that we have is, I just put it out today, actually. So the ed tech team was supposed to, each school has representation in that meeting, and they were to go back to their site and present our PowerPoint presentation, or actually these Google Slides, our presentation of, to help them decide what device they would like. The feedback that I received on that today was that they would like even more detailed information about devices. They were hoping that we could have sales reps come. Unfortunately, we had put a date that we needed a decision by next Monday for what device we're going to have. So I can't get a sales rep here by then, but we decided to put a forum together. So I have called 2 teachers who have been using iPads in the one-to-one classroom now for multiple years, and 2 teachers who've been using Chromebooks as a one-to-one device for multiple years, to come and have a debate about what device should be used. We also are in the process of interviewing 6th grade academy students who've used iPads for 1 full year, who are now 8th graders and have used Chromebook for the majority of this school year. We're going to videotape them to have their presence in this forum that we're having on Friday. And I put it out to the entire district, anyone who would like to come to watch that debate happen, to be able to help with that decision. We are doing that as well.
Okay.
Thank you, Laura.
What time, Laura?
3:30 to 4:30 in the boardroom.
You're invited.
Okay. Thank you, Laura. Moving on to G4. Ray Poole, our interim chief business official, will provide a budget update.
So continuing from technology to the government's budget, which is real exciting stuff. We went to the governor's budget last week before, and things look good for education. Yeah. And there's a couple of key points. There's themes that there's positive economic growth, and Prop 98 continues to receive most of the state revenue. Funding is tight, though, for the non-Prop 98 side. He's continuing his course on the LCFF and the LCAP, and he's making a firm commitment to adult ed and CPE programs. The wall of debt is continuing to come down and is being replaced by the rainy day fund. And overall, like I said, it's a good thing for education. This graph shows the dark gray is the projected to full implementation in 2021. And the orange bar is showing where we're at right now. So we are going to be at, if everything stays as projected, at 58% of full implementation, which is way above their projected. For the 15-16 was a lot less.
Ray, for those watching at home, to briefly summarize what that projection was, that 2021 goal is to get the districts to funding levels that would have been the equivalent of the 2007-2008 school year with cost of living increases. So that's the number that they're trying to get us to, is to 2007-08. So just wanted to make sure people knew what that goal is.
And when you hear about the gap closure, it's how much percentage are we going to achieve in the current year? How much percentage are we closing the gap even further from the year before? So, especially after a really long and such a deep recession, it's restoring the hopes and dreams of a lot of us, I think, a lot of Californians. And the key thing to note is that during this recession, education took the most cuts of any segment of the state budget. We took the deepest cuts, and at least the governor is now acknowledging that, and he's keeping his commitment to restore those losses. And as we all know, losses to public education impairs our children, the hopes and dreams of our children. So the improving economy has boosted the Prop 98 minimum. For the current year, the minimum guarantee increased by $2.3 billion to $63.2 billion from the level in the 14-15 State Budget Act.
Ray, can you explain a little bit what the minimum guarantee means?
Prop 98 was a proposition that was back in, I believe, in the 90s, that gave education a minimum funding guarantee of 40% of the state revenue. So that's what they consider the minimum. And then every year the minimum gets raised by the COLA. The minimum guarantee gets raised by the COLA. So Prop 98 has gave us that minimum, but it's never been proved to be enough. So the increase in the Prop 98 minimum is always a good thing. Because the state revenues right now are so high that the minimum naturally goes up. So here it actually is the graph of the Prop 98 funding. And it's showing back in the recession it was 56.6. And in 15-16 they're projecting it to be up to 65.7 billion. So the state budget includes $4 billion for the gap closure, which is getting us to the target. He's also budgeting $1.1 billion for discretionary one-time uses. And one-time uses can never be used for salaries. He's eliminating the K-14, the apportionment deferrals, which was cash, where he was deferring payments to the schools to the following year, and it was causing a cash flow problem for the schools. $500 million for an adult education block grant, an emergency repair program, $250 million for the CTE incentive grants, and the $198 million is for additional ADA growth in the current year, and $6.9 million decrease for ADA decline in next year.
So they're projecting a decline for next year?
State total, public school ADA is declining.
So the governor's proposal provides more than $1.1 billion in discretionary one-time Prop 98 funds. This allocation amounts to approximately $180 per ADA for next year's budget. And this will be incorporated in second amendment. He's suggesting that the one-time OOPS funds be used for to further the implementation of Common Core. Also to support the implementation of EL development and California's next generation science standards. And to support expenditures that occur due to the evolving structure of the LCFF. So the projected gap funding is next year is it 14-15 is closing the gap by 32.19%. I believe that's a 15-16
Yeah,
gap.
that is 15,
Yeah.
16, 32.19.
And like I showed in the graph before, the 58% we would be implemented 58% next year with the gap funding of 32.19. This individual LEA experiences will vary. I wanted to note that with LCFF funding and the factoring in of unduplicated pupil counts, there are winners and losers in these calculations. We were not, I don't want to say we were losers, but we weren't winners because our unduplicated pupil count percentages are low. The winners were the districts that have really high unduplicated pupil counts. I also pulled preliminary numbers today out of CalPADS, and our unduplicated percentages did go down. And that will be reflected in the second round also. So this is showing target rates and this 14-15 base grants, and they're applying a 1.58% COLA for next year to give us the 15-16 base grants by grade spread. There's also grade spread adjustments. The $741 is for K-3 cost size reduction. And as long as each school maintains a 24-to-1 average, we will get the $741
Per student?
per K-3 student.
Right.
Right. If, I believe if one school does not make it, I think we lose all.
Oh.
So we keep a close watch on it. And the $224 for 9 through 12 is an additional CTE funding. This is a slide that's showing the proposed CalSTRS rate increases, employer expenses. So keeping the level of certificated STRSable salaries level, because we don't know exactly what they're going to be out in the projected years. The last column is showing the amount each year that our STRS expense increases.
And that's just on this year's base?
That's on this year's base.
Okay.
Not accounting for any
increases?
Yeah.
Right. So that number will increase.
And this graph doesn't, this table doesn't show the employee size is also going to be increasing.
Now, what is their current, the employees'
The
current?
employees started out in 13-14 at 8%,
Uh-huh.
and I believe they're projecting out in, I think it was 17-18, the employee is gonna be paying 10.25%.
But eventually, what's the employer's rate going to go to?
The
19.1%,
19.1%, yeah.
The 19.1%.
Where is it? I don't see it.
At the very bottom.
Employer.
Employer boss.
Okay, I see it.
Yeah.
So-
Glasses.
PERS, CalPERS also is projected to be increasing every year. And this is, the last column again is showing the increase from year to year of employer expenses.
And then the rates are gonna be similar as far as the employee increase, what they're paying now versus?
Employees are paying 7% if you were hired before 2012, when they instituted the new rates. 7% for the old employees, 6% for the new hires.
And then it's increasing, I'm assuming their portions.
It's increasing, they didn't really have rates for PERS, it is increasing.
But, okay.
So the next steps is the state goes to budget committee meetings, and then the governor will have a May revise for our final adopted budget for 15-16. At the local level, the next step is the second interim report, which I will be giving on March 10th, which will incorporate all the changes that you saw. What I wanted to show you is I did do there's the blue tape. I did do a multi-year projection revising revenues only.
Okay.
And this is, ADA has not been revised, and we will have revised ADA numbers because we just reported Q1. We will review the entire budget for expense side, but this only incorporates the revenue side of the governor's budget.
Okay. Could you send us a copy of that?
Yeah. But like I said, it's preliminary.
Oh, it's preliminary and it changes all the time.
So it's basically revenue only. No ADA changes, no expense changes. This is revenue only changes. And I wanted to show you that in year 2016-17, the reason we're showing a negative from first interim is because when you reach 58% after only we're in the second year now, the third year is the proposed budget, the gap is only 42% more. So these estimates were from school services, which has a tendency to be very conservative. The FICMAT calculator hasn't come out yet for the governor's budget. It will come out within the next week or two for a second interim. And typically it's never been. SSC's gap funding rate for 16-17 was 11%, which is a lot lower than what we projected, and we don't expect it to be that. But for the current year, and for next year, this is what we're showing. There was a small increase in the gap funding for the current year in his budget.
Okay.
And I think that was. Since P1, Steve and I both looked at the numbers for attendance. And right now, currently, we're looking at a projected P2 ADA of approximately 60 less than what we projected at first interim. So like I said, those ADA corrections will be incorporated into the second interim.
That's 60 combined, plus the 60.
Yes, it's combined
Is it
charters.
weighted either way?
I'm sorry?
Is it weighted either way? Is there
More secondary or elementary?
I think when we looked at it, we saw more secondary. Yes.
Which is the higher funding. Exactly. All right.
questions? Thank you, Master.
Thank you. Okay, I think we're going to take just a brief recess. We're not going to leave the podium, but I have a conflict, scheduling conflict. And most of you know, I announced for Petaluma High their girls basketball program, and they have a game tonight. So last conflict I resolved in favor of the board. This conflict I'm resolving in favor of that. That's my last conflict. So I'm going to turn the meeting over to Madam Clerk, Sherry Kowalski, and she will start from comments from the public. So.
I'm gonna take your seat. I'm gonna sit in the big boy seat and
Yeah, you got it.
why not? I'm gonna take the gavel. Watch how fast I can get rid of his name. Okay. Anybody else for public comment? So I know how much time to give, especially since this is my first time doing it. We're good? Okay. Okay, let's just go ahead and start. Ms. Bacchus, come on up.
I asked Lori Dean if I would like to show a slideshow. Sorry. I was hoping to use the slideshow to show a slideshow of the Pengrove playground bill. But, oh, thank you. I understand that I'm not allowed to do technology during public comment. Is that correct?
Regrettably, we have.
Regrettably. All right, we'll have to suffice with pictures that are printed. Huh? Yeah, I can send it to you. It's fine. No big deal. I'll add you to my Shutterfly account in my class. Pardon the printing, but it was on my home printer and it was budgeted. You already got these. Thank you. So I'm here for two reasons. First of all, my name is Jenny Labakis, a parent of two first graders and a kindergarten teacher at Pengrove Elementary. So first I wanted to acknowledge Steve Bowman as well as Ron Everett. They took time out of their day last Friday to attend our ribbon cutting ceremony for our Pengrove Elementary kindergarten playground. We had over 60 people in attendance, and it was a $50,000 project put on by communities such as PG&E. Friedman supported us. We had Rayleigh support us. We wrote lots of grants to get the funds for that, the Petaluma Chapter of Realtors, so I wanted to acknowledge them. We also had a community building day. That's the slideshow I wanted to show. And we had about 40 volunteers show up on Saturday, December 20th, and they built that entire playground in about 4 hours. So it was a beautiful day of community building, so I just wanted to acknowledge that. And on the back of those programs are all the generous donors that helped us out. The second reason why I'm here today is I understand we have this great information about technology, and I just, as a parent, I have my parent hat on now, I would like to address quality versus quantity. And Mr. Badley, I'm glad you're still here because you came to Pengrove School last Thursday on the 22nd. You handed out these amazing dictionaries for Rotary. And I remember back in the day with Mr. Emery where you would come to McKinley School and hand out these dictionaries. And I'm glad to see Rotary still doing that. So you and I talked, and I just wanted to emphasize that possibly keeping that technology limited in that K-3, and those were your words about honoring that need for social development and the value of play. I saw my first TED Talk by a behaviorist. His name is Peter Gray. On February 4th, they're having what's called International Day of Play. And I know that not every site can support this, but I just, again, want to honor that these students need time to play. I've received instruction on technology, and I think they're all very interesting, but some of the things that I've received instruction on are blogging for kindergartners. And as a first grade parent, my children were in kindergarten last year. Some of these, I'm not sure if they're appropriate for the students, so I'm just asking for that balance. I love meeting with my grade level teams at other sites because we have our own worlds that we live in. But when I meet with the teachers from Valley Vista, from McNear, from Grant, and I say, hey, you're a kindergarten teacher, how are you incorporating technology into your centers? We have reading, we have writing, we have our math centers, and which are the first centers that seem to go? The first centers that unfortunately seem to go are the art centers, because if I don't have that assistant in the room or my wonderful, reliable parent volunteer to run those centers, then those are the ones that seem to go to the wayside. Social studies, science, if I have time to prep for those, that's great. I also have iPads where my students are doing Lexia in Dreambox. But I just, again, want to honor that as we're teaching these 21st century skills, that we honor the whole child. I spend a lot of my technology time, my husband's here tonight, at home. I'm emailing parents, I'm calling parents, I'm updating my school, my class website. I'm downloading apps, I'm editing projects that students are doing, I'm printing stuff at home with lots of ink, and I just want more time at school to do this rather than doing it at home, because I'm trying to provide that quality education for all of our students. But it just seems like I'm go, 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 go all the time, and I'm just finding the need to relax. My students at home are also being asked to do online homework 3 times a week, 20 minutes a day. But I also still want to encourage parents to read, to sing, to laugh with their children, to hold those books in their laps. I laugh, Mr. Emery, because when we were at McKinley together, you and I were the techies. But now I'm the dinosaur of technology. I just got an iPhone like 3 months ago, so I am behind. And my final comment is I do want to say thank you, because Pengrove has just hired a PE specialist. Coach Page is amazing, and I want to see more programs like this at our sites and more funding opportunities for school like McKinley, where we have the outdoor education, which is a hands-on program that I view as a quality program. Thank you for your time. Thank you.
Okay, next, Mark Reichling. Reichling, did I say that right?
Good evening, my name is Mark Reichling. I'm a former district employee. My wife and I taught at Petaluma High School and Grand Elementary School for a total of 63 years of service in this district. Very proud of that. I came in 1972, 43 years ago, as a varsity basketball coach at Petaluma High School. During my time at Petaluma High School, I coached varsity basketball, varsity golf, and also women's softball. Wonderful experiences, and as a result of that, I have retired in 2005. I worked for the Pac-12 conference in my capacity of officiating, but I've come back over the last 3 years to volunteer with the basketball program on the men's side, working with youngsters that bring me back to my days in Meadow Heights Elementary School and Abbott Junior High School and Hillsdale High School in San Mateo, where I grew up. I come tonight to ask the board to consider the fact that in the build-out of the Petaluma High School gymnasium that's about to happen sometime in the late spring, I believe, that you consider as you go through the renovation to include fiberglass backboards on the side baskets for the gymnasium. We are a one gymnasium school at Petaluma High School, which is unfortunate, but that's what we have to deal with. We have 5 teams using that one gymnasium. And the 43 years ago when I came, I actually painted the orange square that you will see if you come to our gymnasium. That is my artistic creativity of 1972, thinking I was going to break my neck on the ladder. Okay, so my passion's there, my support of the kids is there, because there are so many wonderful young ladies and men who come through our school that participate in all kinds of sports. Basketball was my passion. I remember at Meadow Heights Elementary School making my first basket when I was 8 years old, and I'm still working in basketball today. My wife and I have two adult sons who went through McNear, Petaluma Junior, Petaluma High School, graduated from college, or professionals in their own endeavors today. And I asked the board this evening, please, to consider that when you get to the point of the build-out, along with the renovation of the gymnasium, which is going to include new bleachers and a new entry and a potential of a opportunity for a nice trophy case and things of entrance for a gymnasium, that you also leave the door open, please, if in fact the funds are not there complete, to allow maybe the community to support the opportunity to put fiberglass backboards in the gymnasium, as opposed to getting to the point, I know I'm a couple months ahead of it, But getting to the point of saying, well, I'm sorry you didn't bring this to us, it's a bit too late, I'm hoping that there's still time that you would consider it, because the youngsters who are going to use those particular backboards for the next 43 years, seriously, this is the first time the doors have opened since I've been around Petaluma. So I'm asking you to consider this opportunity as an open door, a possibility, and please possibilitize. Thanks very much.
So I should know, I sit under them all the time.
So we have wood backboards on the sides.
Okay.
And so that is something we're looking into and exploring, and that has been brought to our attention. It's not part of the plan with the bond funds, but we're looking at it through deferred maintenance and other means.
Okay. Well, 43 years might be deferred.
About time.
Okay.
Deferred long enough.
Okay, Scott, you're next.
My name's Scott Wiggert. I'm a parent here in the district. I'm not sure if you read my card. Are you allowed to answer questions?
Father, I student of the month.
I am. Well, that's why I'm here. I guess, does the board end there at 2010?
No, there's a whole bunch of them.
Should we go?
They're sitting in near my office or outside of Sue's office in this.
Well, that's why I'm here. I've been attending meetings, well, because I'm wearing a blue shirt. I work in the district. But I enjoy I think it's great what you guys do, that you honor the students. I do a lot of the parents that were here tonight and stuff like that. And little things go a long way. And I would like to see the names up there now, up to this year. I think it'd go a long way. Kind of finishing the job. I know that as when teachers, we come here, we work, we see their names, like, oh, I remember so-and-so, I remember so-and-so. Parents are very excited. They probably don't come back into this room like the teachers do. I mean, I'm lucky I'm a teacher, I get to come in and see that. But I would like to see my son's name up there. I'd like to send him a little picture of it. And, it's just a small thing, but I just wanted to let you know, I'd love it if you guys would get to finish that little project.
So we do have the last 3 years, as you can see, because we include on one plaque all the students' names for the current year. That we do that after the fact, but we have a work order in to get them installed.
Okay, I'll keep coming. I'll keep coming. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Costas, you're next. Costas, am I saying it correctly?
Yes. Hello, my name is Peter Costas. I was last year in September, October, introduced myself as a candidate for the Sonoma County Board of Education. And I was fortunate enough to win the election, so now I'm on the SCO board. I'm representing the greater Petaluma area, the 10 school districts in this area. And again, some of the major goals of our board is to increase communication, collaboration with the school district boards. And I think, Steve, maybe you got a letter from Steve Harrington. I encourage you, there's on February 26th at 5:30 at SCO, there's a Carl Colvin from School Legal Services.
3 of us are already registered.
Fantastic on new legislation and how it impacts schools. So I'm just going to be coming here and encouraging you to attend things like that. I'm going to put on another hat for a minute. I'm also on the board of Mentor Meet, and we had our grand opening at the Kavanaugh Center last Thursday. Deb Dalton, our executive director, many of you came. That was fantastic, and Steve, you said some really nice words, so I want to thank you for that. It's a wonderful organization, and we still have kids on waiting lists to get mentors, and Deb Dalton is actively recruiting more mentors, so we're hoping to get all the kids' needs met.
Before I even saw your card, I was wondering tonight, how many kids do we have on the waiting list about? Do you know, are we 20s, 100s?
No, I'd say maybe 60.
That's a lot.
So, yeah, it's just finding those adults. And luckily, I joined the Petaluma Valley Athletic Club, and we have a men's group there that meets once a
So you
week.
roped them all in?
And I got a couple of them weekends, so I'm actively going after them. So thank you.
Okay. So with that, Oh, I meant to pass this, I didn't want to be rude while they were talking, if you want to, so bear with me just a little, since this is our second meeting with the new format. And it's like a little smaller, everything's off to the left a little bit.
I can just say what it is.
Okay, so right now we're going to talk about the report on activities and correspondence of school board members. As we discussed or heard already, some of us went to the Mentor Me grand opening. Two of us met with one of your members of the executive committee of the union and had a really, really nice start of the new year meeting. That was great. And adult school graduation. We heard Mike was passing out dictionaries at Rotary.
And while you guys were at adult school graduation, I was at the County Committee on School District Organization up at SCO. And there's some stuff possibly coming, and that's boundary change and all that. Yes, so nothing definite yet. We may actually have some action.
Really?
It takes forever.
That could affect this district?
No.
Oh, there you go.
But, and it's just a Sonoma County thing, and we have a lot of districts.
We do.
Yes.
Have anything?
I don't have anything to add.
Phoebe, well, I think Phoebe, you were.
I did. I went to a portion of the tech meeting today, which was interesting, and lots of engaged teachers and involved conversations run by Lori and her team. So it's like a nice meeting, productive. Lots to decide and move ahead. So exciting. And I just visited your school, and I have to say, Mrs. Garvey, you're here. One thing I said to Kelly Wood, who's a teacher at McDowell, it's wonderful to see all the teachers, I'm sure many teachers still do it. At McNair, there was lots of teachers sitting on the ground reading books, and so we're gonna hear all these discussions about technology, and I mean, they all have access to technology, but there was so much engagement and singing and playing the guitar in kindergarten and interaction between the students and the teachers. So it was, warming, because I'm sort of that generation. We need to just continue to talk and work together. So I think there's that nice balance, so I assume that will continue. It's encouraging.
And with that, I think Superintendent Bowman wanted to add.
Yes, after 23 years with the district, and this is my 4th year as superintendent, I've shared with the board that I'm not seeking an extension to my existing contract that expires June 30th, 2015. So this will be my last year serving Pelham City Schools, which I've enjoyed for many years.
Well, we'll see if we accept
Big pause. Deep breath.
We'll see if we accept it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. We'll see. So I know that you were in discussions with the board president, who was hoping to make it this far in the meeting tonight. And I know that you will be formally letting everyone know, and the board president has something he's going to issue as well.
Yes, that's it.
Little
That's
statement
right.
on behalf of the board, but since he wrote that, I'll let him do that in due time.
See, I'm not gonna shower praise on you now, I'm gonna save it for later.
Yeah, we'll let him just sit there.
We're through the first stage of anger right now.
Right. Yeah.
We're gonna work our way there.
We've got the disbelief and the anger. Okay, so this is, let's see, so we've got that done, and then we go on to the consent agenda. What's next?
I make a motion to approve the consent.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, now this is gonna take me just a minute, let me find it on. That takes us all the way down, right?
K.
To K, okay. I'm gonna flip really quick if you'll tolerate me, so I have my paper version out as well. Okay. Next item under K is K1, the deputy superintendent's contract. Who's speaking to this one?
So moved.
Oh, yeah, we have to go.
Second.
Okay, now speak to it.
Yes, with some changes in administration, we're recommending that the board, for continuity purposes, offer a deputy superintendent contract to the current assistant superintendent, Jane Escobedo.
Any discussion?
Is she
Yeah.
willing?
I don't see any tape. Speak now or forever, hold your peace.
I am willing.
And the contract goes through
It'll go through June 30th, 2016.
So it's a one-year contract.
Well, effective
Plus
February
couple
1st, 2015, yeah.
A year and a few months.
Yes, it's this and one more calendar school. The rest,
Remainder of this year, one more academic year, or fiscal year.
It's an odd pattern in the district. Anything else?
can I just, as a point of clarification, because I think it needs to be said, this is a contract for the deputy superintendent. It's not and should not be read as a contract for an interim superintendent. If I can be any more clear about that, please let me know.
I'd also like to add that prior to Steve being hired as interim superintendent and then superintendent, he was deputy superintendent. And we didn't fill that role for a variety of reasons, including fiscal reasons.
Okay, motion and a second. Any other comments before?
Still on board?
Still on board.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you,
thanks.
breathing.
Thank you.
Okay, business services, purchase orders.
I have no conflicts.
So moved.
Need a second.
Second.
We're good, everyone can vote? It's here, all right. Anything, no? All in favor? Aye. Expenditures?
So moved.
I do, Mama.
You do. Okay.
Still.
We have enough.
I
Any
move.
second?
Second.
All right. It's got a good roll to it. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay, aye, and then Phoebe's abstaining. Okay, K23, agreement authorization with Ross Recreation Equipment for McDowell Elementary School for playground equipment in the amount of $44,327.77 via Fund 40 grants and donations. Take it away, Ray.
So moved.
Sorry.
Now
Now take it away. Anyone want to talk about it, or are we just going to?
Is there a question?
Anything?
Just that we're very happy that McDowell Elementary School has been successful in jogathons and going out to the community, including realtors and other organizations, to raise over $40,000 towards the new playground structure at McDowell. You heard this evening about Pingrove's success in raising funds and Jenny's work towards their playground. The district historically has relied on community to support playground structures, and this is a continuation of that practice. And congratulate Ray and her staff and their efforts to raise a significant amount of funds for this purpose.
Thank you. When will it be installed?
Once it gets ordered, it's about 2 months. Spring breaking.
Spring break is always the hoping.
I imagine the community is very excited over there to have.
Very excited. One of the grants we got was from the Giants. That was fun.
Yeah. Oh, awesome.
That was a $5,000 from the
Wow.
from the San Francisco Giants.
And you got to meet a cute giant.
Oh.
She hasn't finished.
Okay, anything else?
Got a motion.
Motion second, all in favor?
Aye.
K24, agreement amendment authorization with Advanced Micronet Solutions AMS, a Delaware corporation, and find it in the best interest of the district to co-join or piggyback on the County of Merced's contract number 2009121 for managed services for the wireless network in Petaluma City Schools, and the amount, why is my amount not coming?
$499,862.12.
There you go. There you go.
So moved.
Second.
So is this in addition to the contract we approved
Yes, so
last?
actually,
we
I
have
have Dave back, so from AMS, and Dave Baker, and so
He's really happy Mike just left.
He's happy either way. So she wants to know about the addition, why we're putting that.
Yes, I have to
report to the board that when I put the board packet together, my contract together, I had 5 years of support elements built into the project, overall project that Lori and Mike and I and others have been talking about. When I put the original contract together, I made a human error and I left off the support pieces of it. So I brought the project total of just the hardware and services. So I'm here tonight to explain that it was just pure human error that happened. The managed services, the importance of those is it's a 5-year package that has not only all the manufacturer support, but also the AMS managed services support. And that's to help support Lori's team 5 years from the manufacturer, 1 year from AMS. And then more importantly, for her business or for her staff development and so on, we've wrapped a training program around that also. And as an olive branch, we were prepared to train a staff of 3. I have gone back to the training partner and we are prepared to train a staff of 4 now, which we know Lori's going to need to be able to manage all the devices, the network, the security, and all of that. So I'm here tonight to explain that. I'm here tonight to apologize for the error.
So these services were already in the contract that you've seen. We're not adding anything new. The only difference is when it said total investment cost at the bottom, the cost of those services were left out of that number. Of the service. So the services were already in the contract. We talked about it last time. We talked about how important those services were, how important it is going to be for our team to have that support. I was able to go back to Dave after he made his mistake, which we all make mistakes, but I was able to, in his time of weakness, say, okay, I'll go back to the board with you because we do need the services, but I want another person trained for free. And so he's offered that. So, and that's, about a $25,000, what do you think is about $25,000? About a $25,000 cost. That, all in all, our $100,000 of training our staff will be free. So it'll be 4 people. And then these services will provide support for us as we're being trained. We'll have AMS, they'll be looking at our network. So instead of us having to upkeep the network and learn in just-in-time learning, we'll be able to have AMS monitor that network while we're going through the professional development and say, look, this is what you should have seen. This is an error here. This is what your training is going to do for you. So that when we do get for the 1 year managed services through AMS, because we have 1 year through them and then 5 years through the Cisco SmartNet, after that 1 year is up, our team will be fully trained and we'll be able to take over the reins of that network and be able to, with confidence, run this network.
And as we go to one-to-one devices, our ability to keep that network up is critical to our mission.
We need ubiquitous, consistent, reliable access 24/7, because we will also be providing our network to students when they're at home, right? So those devices that we send home with students come back through a proxy server to our site. So we provide the internet access to them so that we can filter and monitor what they're doing. Yes?
Are we going to have enough staff for this?
Yes, I do believe that we are. I do believe that we will, we are. Yes, there are some holes in our staff right now, and so as part of this internet upgrade, I do have some other recommendations coming soon too, as well.
Where's the money come from?
We're adding this to the bonds, so it will come from bond funds. We kicked that around for some time, but it should be a bond expenditure to maintain equipment purchased with bond funds.
So how far over the original bond budget does that put us?
Well, we just went from being 2.5 to a full $3 million of our original estimate for infrastructure improvements. But as we shared at the last meeting, without the infrastructure, we might as well not make any of the other technology investment because the
We
reliable
had
sound.
some missteps in the original, the original projection based on the scalability of being 10 years out,
Yeah.
and based on providing that ubiquitous, consistent, reliable access for every device. You have to realize that we are giving students everyone a device, but they also carry a device around in their pocket, which mine is over there. But, so, you know, we're looking at 2 or 3 devices per student, you know, and so we need to be able to support that. Can I confidently say that we could support that without these services? No. Can I say that we will be able to be trained and confidently support our network with these services? Absolutely.
And does the year of support and training begin once it's all installed?
Yes, correct.
Yes.
So in August or September or whenever, once it's up and running?
We're on a fast track to have this done by the start of school there.
Actually, even faster than that, so. His timeline
July.
is, yeah, no, like, not ending, but beginning, so we're negotiating that.
So the year of training and support doesn't start
Until,
Until we
well, actually,
accept.
the training will probably start for my staff. There's no reason why we can't go to classes now, because those are the staff members who will be supporting this. So we can start some of our training now, but yes, the managed services piece itself will not start until we actually have something to manage. And I'll definitely make sure of that we're not going to jump into any premature signing of any moving forward. We're gonna do this right.
And it's unlimited training, they can call you 10 times a day or?
Yeah, our managed services is an unlimited, uncapped amount of support. Also too, it's a transition plan, you know, as you can see, from my company building the networks and implementing all the technology to handing those keys over to Lori and her staff. And manufacturer training is paramount to that. And that's ultimately what we're going to provide in the training program for them. We'll also do a knowledge transfer too, as we've done with a lot of the other projects here at the district, where my engineering staff actually does a real nice handoff to Lori's team where we actually do a knowledge transfer. We set it up this way because of this. And it begins to resonate with our team very well that way.
So they've already done some of that for us. They've done work for us in the past, and the internet right now is, I'm going to say, fairly reliable at this point. We have had a couple days here and there. I can actually name them on one, maybe close to 2 hands, which is a huge improvement for us when the internet has gone down. And his engineering staff has guided us along the way. I call them already with 24/7 and saying, I need help. What does this look like? This is my problem. This is what I think the problem is. And they will guide us through going into our servers and making some adjustments. And the internet has been as reliable this year because of those changes that they've already helped us make. So their customer service, I can speak to that, is superior.
I don't particularly see how we have a choice.
Yeah.
I agree.
If we interweave technology the way that we're talking about doing it, there's no difference between having that up and running all the time and having PG up and running all the time.
Right.
If it's down, we're not teaching.
Right.
And these are gonna give us the tools to be able to monitor that. Right now, I have to tell you, we have a blind network. So when our network is down, we don't know why it's down. So being able to problem solve and fix the problems that we fixed so far, in the amount of time that we fix them, I have to say, I don't compliment myself very often or my team, which I need to do more of, has been an amazing task for us. That we've been able to problem solve in the way that we're problem solving right now with no monitoring whatsoever. I mean, we have a little bit of monitoring, don't get me wrong, we can see routers and they're on and they're off, but we don't have what we need to be able to monitor what we're gonna be moving towards. And like I said, we have made this scalable for 10 years, so we're looking to ask for support for a little bit of it, to be able to do the rest of it on our own.
The 4th person that we're gonna train, we're gonna have to hire. Did our 400 whatever?
Yeah, we're-
500 whatever.
The reorganization plan, addressing the earlier question in regards to do we have adequate staff and the right people currently, we're looking at having to reconfigure the technology staff and hire at a higher level position.
No, I just want to make sure that we're not the whatever pound of flesh that we're getting out of.
Right.
Lack of a better term, isn't actually costing us more, because now we're also saddled hiring somebody to benefit from that.
Correct. And so
I promise you we need it. I'm sure that someone will tell you that one extra body would be an important thing. I just.
Yeah, I mean, you're right, we would, not training the the proper people with the skills to maintain the system wouldn't serve us well.
Anything else? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for coming back. All right, the rest of these items here, discussion information only, L1, all these administrative human resources. Do you need to read them, or since they're discussion information, do you need me just to ask if anybody has?
If anybody has any
I guess
questions.
it's just for each one. No, we'll have to do it for witness information, right?
Yeah, just if he has any questions or concerns relative to any of the AR, proposed ARs or first readings.
And I don't.
No.
Okay. And that includes L2, right? Yeah, that's it, then,
Yes.
right? Okay, sorry. All right, future business. I have something I wanted to ask for. I haven't had a chance. Could we, or do we need to re-agendize that one board policy that, you know, the CSBA sends us new law, new language, and Troy had a question about the bus driver. She looked it up.
I believe it's here.
I think it's,
Is that that one?
Didn't I see that?
I saw this one.
yeah, it's either, was on this one or the last agenda, but we have the rest of that. So the issue has to do with the law and the requirement to, I mean, our language is per the law.
Right, I just think Troy and I, after looking at it, wondered if there was some confusion. I understand this comes from CSBA, but we were confused, and we talked to, just Mike and I happened to be at that legal seminar, so we talked to Carl, and he was confused, and so he had somebody research it, who then said, yes, this law, and they go together, and that's why. And I think Troy and I were just wondering if we could do something to simplify the policy, that if somebody else read it, wouldn't have to ask us how this and this came to make that. That's where we left it, at least that's what I was understood. So I didn't know if we need to put it back on. I told Troy I was going to go through it with the response that they sent me. That makes sense, I guess.
Well, I thought we had approved,
We had approved it, but then afterwards I asked the clarifying, you know,
So you want to revise from what it
Could you
currently
talk to
says?
Steve about what it is?
Yeah.
The differences,
Okay,
you
and
guys
then
work
you let me know
together.
if it needs to be put on the agenda, and you can talk to Mike.
Okay.
Okay, great. I just keep forgetting to look at it.
I appreciate you taking the time.
Anything else? Future business?
A report on the reorganization of the technology department will be coming.
And we don't, you said first interim is the March 10th, so.
Correct, so we're,
Got time?
yeah, we're a month and a half away from.
Okay. I'm jumping the gun.
Okay, and at this time, we do need to re-adjourn to closed session, yes?
Yes.
So we will stop the open session, we're gonna go to closed session, and then we will reconvene after that. Anything else? If need be.
Don't know how long.
And
Probably
there
at least
may-
a half hour. If they want to stay, welcome to stay.
But there
Just give
likely
me at
won't
least
be
a half
any,
hour, right?
yeah, but there likely won't be any to report out. Other than-